as a young generation. I have authority in that place. And I know it, I've heard you all speak, and you all like kind of share, and you all just do things, and you all have opportunities even in, like when young comes together for meetings. And so if you're saying, well, I really want to see there be more young people when you be popping, then those are good times to say, well, can we do something? I want to go out and just spend a day getting young people. You have a voice, and people are actually going to listen. When Emily, you actually gave a word probably like 3 weeks ago, you preached about grace. And you preach about authority. And so those are times when you come out and say, well, this is what the Lord has given me. Because I think we need to branch off and talk about it. And that's okay. You have a voice for that. And you don't have to just kind of just sit around and be like, oh my God, when are things going to get better? When Jesus going to crack the sky and come down himself and make it? Let me just pray in my secret. Like, it's really an active thing. It's really like, because you all really do have a voice. And it's not a voice, I don't even want to say it's a voice that we've given to you. It's a voice God has given to you. And we couldn't do nothing but acknowledge it. We couldn't do nothing but be like, yeah, this is what God gave you. Tiffany don't want y'all to be hiding y'all Christianity and y'all love for God from y'all friends. So what is Tiffany going to do? Tiffany is going to teach you tomorrow morning, how to not hide to give to your friend. You know, Christopher wants y'all to have a prayer life. You're tired of y'all not having no prayer life. So he's going to try to impart that to like you definitely have an opportunity to spread that, or to be an active part of that, take an active role. Larry?
I don't want to go too off for a topic, but also when y'all say I hear the same thing over and over, I do have to say generally it does come back to the same thing, because you're allowed to do everything different, all these different things, because of this one thing. So it's a lot of times the topics seem like it's about the same thing because they have that element of where you're saying, all right, you're able to do this because of this, but everything does draw back to that. It's just like everything we're going to talk about is going to go back to God. So the topic is always going to be God, and that's through God's grace, or through his death, or through his blood, something he's done. So it's always going to have an element. So I don't want you to think that you're not hearing a different topic because they say grace allows you to do it. But we can talk about music. Grace allows you to do music. We can talk about you writing. Grace allows you to write. And so it might be grace incorporated in the different message, but all you hear is grace because all you listening to is da-da-da-da. Oh, I hear grace, so you think it's the same thing. So that's the other thing I want you to also understand. You got to start looking for the message itself and not just hearing the stuff that you think you're hearing.
I think that's very valuable, because if you just assume because somebody says the same word,
yeah,
saying the same thing. And that's true, because when I was getting here, people always say, a lot of people left Brown, and they would say, Brown was when I went to when I was younger, first year I went to, people would say, he would always preach about the gospel. All he preached about was Jesus and the gospel. And people were like, all he does is preach about the gospel, all he does is preach about the gospel. But one day somebody said to the person, they said, well, tell me about the gospel.
Right.
And he was like, well, I don't care, because he keeps it. And I was like, well, even at a young age, I was like, well, maybe that's why God is giving it, because you don't understand the dimensions of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, with, but I want to, I guess, kind of play. I do want you to say I do feel it, but I do see the other side of it, because we really don't understand. Like, as from the adult side, we still don't really get the whole race thing, because we've been under the opposite for so long. So like, and how we know, and one thing I put in this today, just to be honest with you, I put it for leadership meeting, I was saying we really haven't got to a place till we can like just start passing the mic, and you all can just start talking about what it means, grace and salvation, finished work, alphabet. And now to give a good example of that. Now, what generation is supposed to be doing this work? What generation is responsible for this? It's you. And in the beginning, Beyonce asked the question, which was a great question, on what is salvation? And you knew what salvation was. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, it's like an opportunity to even multiply those things. Because if we really like walk and what was on the shirt, the screen of us moving our actions, our words, and our deeds, and having these accountable friendships, which was like, I think, number 4 or 5, it's like we are really imparting in such a way where then we can kind of move and mature and grow. But if you have a baby, you don't stop giving the baby food because you run out of formula. You give them baby food, they still don't have teeth. They still are a certain age, and their body still can't process that food. You don't just be like, well, the baby is more hungry now, I'm going to give him steak and potatoes, that's what I fix for dinner. And he'll grow up if I feed him better food, right? That'll make him grow up. It's crazy. So it's like, as leaders, and as people who are being led, know that, take it as a lesson as well as a lesson from both sides, as a lesson when you are leading people, and as a lesson